developed an assessment called the Strategic Quotient, SQ. So we've all heard of IQ. We've all heard of EQ for emotional intelligence. So the SQ is your strategic quotient. And the strategic quotient is really built on those three A's that I mentioned earlier, the acumen, allocation, and action. So it's basically 80 statements that people go through, and it gives them a score. And so far, we've had about 3,000 leaders take it, and the average score is about 60 in the 60th percentile. So, and typically, and back to your point earlier, Shar, the acumen piece is typically the lowest score on average across the groups. Because I think, to your point, a lot of people don't understand that acumen is simply learnings that lead to new value. A lot of the organizations I work with, especially in the technology sector, are actually creating accountability for insights. So they're trying to create a true learning organization by saying, we want leaders at every level each month submitting 3 insights. So learnings that they use to create value either for their internal colleagues or for external customers. And then they share that on an intranet. And so each month they're looking at literally hundreds of different ideas that have created value. And so now, instead of being in silos and having great ideas here and great ideas here and great ideas here, they're starting to see those ideas and insights. So, back to your original point, the strategic quotient is a simple way to assess what your current level is, because as you both know, Sam and Shar, just because somebody's title is VP and somebody else's title is independent contributor doesn't necessarily always correlate with their strategic ability. So we want to do that quantitative assessment. And then I'm also a big fan of doing a qualitative assessment. So giving people a survey, asking them about their business, about trends and patterns in the market, about their most dangerous competitor, about how their customers' actions and thinking are changing, because that'll start to give us a window into how holistically they're thinking as well.
So our listeners out there are thinking right now, Rich, I mean, how do I get my hands on this questionnaire to take the strategic quotient? What do they need to do there?
Yeah, so there's a free version, a sample version on the website strategyskills.com. So absolutely go there, take it. It's the sample version is free to take, and it'll give you your results immediately. There's one for your team as well, so you can see, is our team being strategic? So a lot of folks that are leading organizations out there, you can get an idea, is my senior leadership team being strategic today? So that would be a great start. And then if you want to take the full strategic quotient, that's available there as well.
Oh, great. And so what are some of the most interesting findings that you've had out of people taking that strategic quotient?
Yeah, so I would say that the big finding is, number one, people are saying that they're risk averse, so they don't want to take risk. But what we're also seeing in the data is that they're saying their company leadership wants them to be innovative. So one of the big disconnects that the data is showing is that our company leaders want us to be innovative, but then the culture is risk averse, meaning, if you do something and it fails, you get kind of put on that list that I'm not sure that they're really, the right person for that role or that job. So there needs, as a leader out there, you really need to be cognizant of, is our culture matching up with our strategy? Because culture and strategy are both very critical to have. You can't have one without the other. You've got to have both really solid. So again, if you say we're going to be, if innovation is one of your key values, as it is for many companies, you have to ask yourself, is our culture supporting that? Do we actually reward people for trying things and failing? So we've got to understand, does our culture support the strategy and vice versa?